Okay, picture this. A world where it rains pretty much every single day. Now, flip that completely on its head. Imagine a place where it might not rain for a whole year. It's wild, right? Today, we're diving into our planet's polar opposites, the rainforest and the desert. It's a real tale of two extremes.
And right off the bat, the difference is just staggering. A rainforest gets soaked with over 2,000 millimeters of rain a year. The desert? You'd be lucky to see less than 250. I mean, that's the difference between a daily thunderstorm and a place that can go an entire year without a single drop. And that one simple fact, water or no water, changes everything.
So first up, we're going to journey into a world just drenched in water. And then we'll head to one that's absolutely starved of it. The big question we're asking is, how on earth does life not just survive, but actually thrive in conditions that are so completely opposite?
You know what's crazy is that geographically, they aren't even that far apart. You'll find rainforests clustered right around the equator, 0 degrees latitude, where the sun is just beating down. But hot deserts? They tend to pop up a little further out, between 20 and 30 degrees north and south. And that tiny shift in latitude, well, it makes all the difference, as you're about to see.
All right, let's do it. First stop, the rainforest. We're plunging right into a world that is literally built by water and sun. Just imagine stepping into a giant, steamy greenhouse. The air is so thick and sticky and warm. I mean, it's always above 26 degrees Celsius. And the humidity? It's often cranked up to nearly 100%. It's one of those places where the air itself just feels wet. A constant, heavy, steamy hug.
So you might be wondering, where does all this water even come from? Well, the rainforest has its own built-in weather machine. It's called convectional rainfall. Every single morning, that powerful equatorial sun just bakes the ground, causing all this moist air to shoot upwards. As it rises, it cools, forms these enormous thunderclouds, and then, like clockwork, every afternoon, boom, a massive downpour. It's a cycle that just repeats, day in, day out.
Now, all that water and sun creates a surprising challenge, a brutal competition for light. This constant fight forces the whole forest to grow upwards, creating this kind of vertical city with 4 distinct neighborhoods, or layers, all stacked right on top of each other.
Way up at the top, you've got the emergent layer, these absolute giants stretching up to 50 meters high. Right below that is the canopy, which is this thick green roof that snags about 90% of all the sunlight. That, of course, makes the understory below it really dark and cool. And finally, you get to the forest floor, a super dark, damp world where anything that falls gets recycled incredibly fast. So if you're going to live here, you've got to have some clever tricks up your sleeve. The plants in the rainforest are absolute masters of adaptation, and each one has its own unique strategy for dealing with way too much water and not nearly enough light.
Check these out. These are buttress roots, and they are incredible. The soil in the rainforest is actually super thin and not very strong. So to hold up these massive trees, the roots actually grow above the ground, acting like giant fins to keep these behemoths from falling over.
Even something as simple as the shape of a leaf is a brilliant adaptation here. See the pointy end on these drip-tip leaves? They work like a little spout, funneling all that heavy rain off super fast. This simple design stops the leaf from getting totally waterlogged and breaking, or even from growing mold. So clever.
Of course, not every plant can be a giant tree. So what do you do then? Well, if you can't grow tall, you climb. Lianas are these woody vines that basically use the big tree trunks as a ladder, racing their way up to get a piece of that sunshine in the canopy.
And then you have the epiphytes. These guys don't even bother with the ground at all. Nope. They grow directly on the branches of other trees, way up high in the canopy. This gets them a front row seat to the sunlight without ever having to touch the dark forest floor. It's a world just full of these ingenious solutions.
Okay, take one last deep breath of that humid air and let it all out. Because we are leaving the rainforest behind, now we're traveling to its complete opposite. A world not of water, but of fire and, you might be surprised, ice.
Hot deserts are scattered all over our planet. You've got the Sahara, the Atacama, the Australian outback. They might all look a little different, but they all live by one defining, life-shaping rule: a serious lack of water.
And it's not just about the lack of water. It's the insane temperature swings. There's a name for this, the diurnal range. During the day, temperatures can soar past 50 degrees Celsius, but at night, they can plummet all the way down to near freezing.
It's like living on two totally different planets in a single 24-hour cycle.
So, why such a dramatic drop? It's actually pretty simple. In the rainforest, you have all those clouds acting like a blanket, trapping the heat in. But in the desert, the sky is crystal clear, so when the sun goes down, all the heat the ground soaked up all day long just radiates straight back out into space.
Just like in the rainforest, life out here has a simple choice: adapt or die. And the plants that have totally mastered this brutal environment have their own special name: xerophytes. They are the ultimate survival specialists.
So let's peek inside their survival toolkit. Some plants, like cacti, are succulents, which means they store water in their thick, fleshy stems. Many have this waxy skin to stop that precious water from just evaporating away. Others grow these incredibly deep roots to search for water underground. And it's not just the plants. Animals adapt too. The fennec fox uses those huge ears to radiate heat away from its body. And most animals are nocturnal, a very wise choice to just sleep through the worst of the day's heat. So we've seen how life has figured out how to deal with these incredible natural extremes. But now, both of these worlds are facing a new, maybe even greater challenge. A force that's reshaping the planet faster than any climate ever has: the human footprint. In the rainforest, this really takes the form of deforestation. And the reasons, well, there are a lot of them. There's commercial logging for valuable wood, clearing land for both small farms and huge commercial ones, cattle ranching for grazing land, building roads, mining for minerals, and even damming up rivers, which floods entire forests. And here's the really crucial thing to understand. Cutting down trees is never just one single event. It kicks off this devastating domino effect. It leads to a loss of biodiversity, it messes with the global climate, and it threatens resources that people all over the world depend on.
Let's just focus on one of those dominoes: the soil. In a healthy forest, all those tree roots hold the soil in place like a net. But when the trees are gone, those daily rainstorms just wash away all that vital topsoil. It's a process called soil erosion. And once that soil is gone, the land becomes barren, and the rainforest can't grow back. The damage is basically permanent.
And that brings us to our final thought. For millions and millions of years, life has come up with these incredible strategies to survive in worlds of constant flood and blistering fire. It's adapted to pretty much every natural challenge you can imagine. The big question now is, how will it adapt to us?